Good morning. Welcome to the wake up call for a Monday morning. If you're just joining us, time to get up and get going. All right, you're listening to Extreme 104.3, 88.5 FM. All right, now if you're on the live, I want to say good morning and thank you for joining us. All right, so you can hit us up. Drop a comment. This segment here, we're talking about the weekend and how, boy, weekend was pretty sad, no doubt, up until this morning. So the weekend for me ended 6 a.m. this morning, which means that I'm going to include homicide or killing number 32. I'll take it up to 32, wouldn't it? The one from Sharps this morning.
The fact that you keep in track.
The fact that I have to keep track. I don't particularly, I don't have a choice.
I lost count. I'm sorry.
You lost count, right? It's 32.
I lost count of the number of
now.
deaths, not necessarily the killings.
Okay.
Just the deaths over the weekend.
It's over the weekend, so it'll be 8.
Right.
8 very tragic. So the first one, not the first one, but the first one we're gonna touch on is the gentleman from Georgetown. Don't know if you would have heard about this one as yet, but a 69-year-old was apparently burnt to death in Georgetown. Now, this story was posted by One News St. Vincent on Saturday. It says last evening, which would have been Friday, and they said that his house was made mainly of galvanized, and the police are doing some investigations. So that's sad. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning, there was a shopkeeper who was shot multiple times. They suspect that it might have been a robbery.
Mm-hmm. That is 2.
That's 2. And then on Saturday, another gentleman was shot and killed.
That is 3.
That's 3. And yesterday, a minibus on its way to a funeral of somebody who was killed in Lomans overturned.
Okay, well, I'm hearing 2 news about 2 different stories about that. I'm hearing 7 and I'm hearing 5.
As we know it right now, it's 5.
Okay, so that's 8.
There are some persons who are still critically injured.
Mm-hmm.
Up to the most recent news.
Okay, so let me say 8 for now.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday's event has put people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a state of mourning and state of shock. That is 5 men from one community, Clear Valley. Good morning to Clear Valley. Condolences to everybody in Clear Valley, the entire family of all those gentlemen, friends, loved ones, everybody. Sincerest condolences.
I honestly can't even begin to wonder how
it happened, like what led to that.
Mm-hmm. How, why, what is the reason? And remember, and I said this before, I remember Jason. He was
Prophet Jason.
Yes, Prophet Jason.
What about him?
Vaguely remember him saying something about some accident, but I just couldn't remember what he said.
How recently?
That is thing I can't remember. But I know it was after the whole the video, the live ministry.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Now, he reminded folks that he made a post on Friday. This is Jason Providence. And his post on Friday said, "The enemy has set up the spirit of sabotage on our roads, Pray before you enter your vehicle or public transportation.
Okay.
Friday, 8:01 a.m. And he said, I saw demons on Friday. On Friday, I saw demons moving and setting the stage for accidents. Condolences to the families.
Can I lead you like a whole wall of questions down? Like, how can you see demons? Is
I
this
mean,
is this coincidence? Is it true?
to me, being able to see danger and um, either see or suspect, it's to me it's a little minor. If there's no way that you could stop it or prevent it,
It is minor to see them.
I think it's minor. It's a minor thing compared to the actual event, because there's no way that you could stop it. All you can say is,
Be careful when you're
be
going out.
careful and so on. But if is it something that was bound to happen, whether or not, you know, it sometimes you take things for granted. People take things for granted. You leave home, you just expect that you're gonna go back home. Now there are a couple things with yesterday's accident. Now it happened in Sandy Bay, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they were heading to Owea. A couple things stood out to me that were a little displeasing. The first of which, I think it was the first live video where you can hear the person
Yeah.
saying, "Get help, get help." To me, if you had enough data, wouldn't it have made sense to call instead of asking people on the live to get help for that area? Wouldn't it have made sense to just call 911
True.
or to Google the number for the nearest health center instead of going straight to a live
Instead of going
video?
live.
You get help. Maybe that was done and in panic. Maybe in panic,
Wow, your first thing is to go live.
first thing is to go live. I hope that was not the first thing.
That is a very weird, weird way to panic.
You might be
Go
surprised.
live.
I mean, didn't we see it in Tokyo? Instead of people like rushing to help, you just record and say, make comments on the shooter. That to me was a little displeasing. And then, furthermore, to go
Maybe
around and record the bodies and then share,
okay. Well, from a different perspective, maybe somebody had already called 911,
maybe,
and
but you're still calling out for help
right.
on a live,
So probably maybe she trying to get people in the area. Maybe it's not somebody from the area.
perhaps.
So like people hop on the live, you see, and they say, "Oh well, that's right next to me. I could go and help." Maybe I just say maybe. I just watching our possibilities.
But you can clearly hear that persons were panicking. I mean, wouldn't you panic too
Yes, I would
if you were in that
panic.
situation there?
Yo, I would be
I'd freak out, man.
panic or something.
That's really sad.
Because
Somebody says that can never be a panic response to
exactly.
go straight to a live.
Yep. Nope. Also, a friend had called me yesterday. He was telling me about the inspections. Like what is there to be done about the inspection of vehicles, because there's speculation that brakes
Yeah,
got to
one story said that.
right. I mean, but honestly, that's always the case. Like your brakes got to
It
you.
happens though.
So you drive from Clay Valley, and just for argument's sake, you drive from Clay Valley to go to Sandy Bay, and you realize nothing wrong with your van.
Isn't and these things like mechanical problems, things that happen in spur of the
Yeah,
moment?
nobody do happen right away. If your brakes had to cut to you, you would definitely feel
What if it's not the driver who drives it all the time?
alright. So then it had to be like the person jump in the van the same time and drive
Hmm.
and didn't reach anyway. So like let me say like really at the station. So you drive from here to the gas station and then like the accident happened.
Hmm. But the van was coming from Clear Valley, wasn't it?
Okay then.
Right.
So you
The
see what
owners were from Clear Valley. The persons who were in the van, the people who lost their lives, all five of them,
hmm
They were from Clear Valley.
Honestly, well, I don't know. I okay. I am an
Yeah,
asshole,
everybody want to
honestly.
know how it
Yeah,
happened, why it happened. The driver, from what I read, he,
still alive.
yeah, injury sustained, yes, but, and we read it in the news, not life threatening. That
He
took me back to
not
rock
life
gutter.
threatening.
Not life threatening. We read
So
it in the news too. It was in our news.
right. No, I remember I was outside.
Oh, right,
Oh
right, right.
yeah.
When I was reading
Right.
it. It took me back to rock gutter. Several persons lost their lives after a minibus coming down encountered mechanical problems.
Mechanical problem. Rock got all over again.
It's very hard. It's very hard. I mean, let alone one person, whole five
Yo, you see the state of that van? Listen,
after
I
they removed it.
honestly that is literally on par with the one from Rock Gutter. You cannot call it.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Sister Krista. How are you?
I'm all right. What's up?
I'm good as my brother, and I want to agree with my brother that
Why Mr.
doesn't
Hamilton?
mean that because that these people, it's happened all over. We see what is happening in America. It's shooting, even with shootings and so on. So the natural trend today is people going to take pictures, of course. But what I'm really concerned about is the response. And I'm saying I don't think we have the system set up for quick response. I think it's dilapidated, it's outdated. We need money to get more vehicles, more proper equipment, better. Even when they go by the hospital, they're not going to get proper attention. And I'm saying we've been talking for 21 years and we're not getting help. And I'm saying it's time now that people listen to us. Because I mean, for me, first of all, let me just say before I forget, my empathy could have been any one of us in any time. Crystal, one thing I want to say, do you notice the way these vans, especially those traversing the areas in the Calico Prospect area, you notice the way they behave? You notice the overtaking three, four, five, six vehicles, no police to see that. And I'm worried that somebody could go over by Maurice Village because they're overtaking even in a mountainous area. And I'm saying, for me, for
Village.
God's sake, is only God been sparing us our lives. They go on the Argyle stretch and the same thing. And I'm wondering really and truly what has happened to our police. They spend most of the time, Crystal, inside rather than outside. And then they come and when all the incidents and happen. And I'm saying it is time that we get back our police. It's time we get our police back on the street to police the roads. It is time we get these vans in the country. I mean, they're going through a lot of problems already. I know they're not going to get anywhere with any increase of salary. It's going to we increase the rates. It's going to be worse for them. But what I'm saying, it is time that our police, our hospitals, our system come in place to protect us. And I'm saying, hey, I fed up now with just one or two voices with you and the brother. It is time that many you come off of the Facebook and call, hey, and let me make, some suggestions too. Hey, have your loan car run St. Vincent? Thank you for what you're doing. My empathy is for the family. I'm worried for my wife. She's in vans, many vans. I said to her, when you go in a van, you're seeing all these overtaken. And I'm really, really asking the police again, who really in charge of the police force? My God, my sister, I love you very much, man.
Thank you very much. So, from a post on Facebook, it's Kenroy, Giovanni, Daryl,
Low, I would say
Logie,
Logie. Yeah.
and Kino. Rock gutter happened. The rock gutter incident happened in 2015. So that is 7 years ago. Do
2012.
you know what they say about the number seven?
Some of the distance.
There is a thing about the number seven in spirituality.
Um, the
Let me read
seven times rise thing. You mean? There's a lot of
it.
sevens in
Seven, a number of completion or something like that. Like just a freaking number.
I
Okay. Somebody says it is a spiritual thing. The unsafe will not understand. Good morning.
There's a spiritual thing. The
I
unsafe will
will
not
accept
understand.
that.
Okay.
I will
Cool.
accept that. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. and condolences to everybody.
Mhm.
Going on Queens.
Yes. So there's a number of things going in my mind. Could it
Uh-huh.
got got to do with the road?
Mhm.
Road.
Um, yeah. Once I was driving with two other persons to up that way, and when we reached Oria, all of us got scared and we turned back because of the condition of the road and looking over down there,
Could you remember
the sea
where?
over.
Which road as in
Was Oria? Was in Oria? Oria.
the steeple?
Yeah. We got scared. It was the first time I ever drive on it. And
Hmm.
I was scared and I never, anytime I came back to St. Vincent, I never drove on, past Georgetown anymore because of the
Okay.
road. I was very scared of the road.
Well, I
Another
mean,
thing go ahead, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Could he be under the influence, the driver? Any substance, alcohol, marijuana, whatever. That's two. Was
Mhm.
he tired? You could get tired. You drive sometimes. You get tired.
Mhm.
If you get tired, I drive and get tired of sleep here at drive.
I mean,
And
true.
say if
Yeah,
I was in St. Vincent, I would have been killed.
yeah. From Clay Valley to Oria is a drive.
Yeah.
That's nothing compared to here. We drive for hours and hours and hours. No,
Right.
On
I
a
think
Right.
straight
1 hour.
road.
That like 1 hour.
Right.
What's that?
You guys
That was a
drive.
one and a
You could.
quarter hours.
You drive on a straight road. You just
Yeah.
mashing X.
Yeah, yeah. Most of the
We
time
go
our
around
roads are straight.
10,000 corners.
Exactly. And up
Yeah,
and up,
yeah.
up and down hills.
Mash bricks,
And this
mash X.
Change gears.
Yeah.
and the roads are tight and small in St. Vincent compared
Yeah.
to there.
Some serious driving here,
So
man.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things. So
All
that's
right.
my first thing is what is the road, what is the road condition.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about the prediction of the pastor.
Mr. Mr. Providence.
I dream of. You guys ever dream of something and it happens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah, yeah. That happened to me a couple of times. I dream of things, but that'll be discussion for another time.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
All right.
bye.
You have a good one now. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for your contribution. 71043. That's the WhatsApp number to
Yeah.
call.
Right before we start.
71043. That's the number to call.
Yes.
The WhatsApp
You
number
get
to
a
call.
call.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Crystal. Good
Mhm.
morning, Lano.
Going on, Charles.
Yeah, what's up, ID? Yeah, my condolences to all that has lost their lives in that accident, right?
Mhm.
And this is part of what we say, the Scarlet thing, the tragedy. But I don't know if you guys could remember, I reached out not just because this accident happened, but we have some drivers on the road. You guys could recall me talking about this, eh? That they need to take their time when they're driving on the road, especially when you have people in your van. When you have people in your van and you're doing a public drive, you have to realize that it's not just you and the conductor alone in the van. You have people lives in there. That means you have a big responsibility. And some drives, I could tell you in FI Jack Corner up at the Mill, if I didn't look into my mirror and see one of these vans going to overtake me right there, a lady was coming down in a car, I have to pull off the road. That woman would have been smashed up so badly. God forbid it didn't happen. And if you do with these guys drive these small vans and overtake you and what they want to do just to get in the other one, sometimes you see two of them running behind one another just to reach back down in town and or just to go out and come back. We need to put things in place. And I said it already, the police need to come out there and you catch these guys driving like that recklessly with no control whatsoever, with people inside the vehicle, stop them, give them a ticket, and then go to court to take away their licenses.
And
Because when you really look at it,
wait,
sometimes
Charles,
the young.
hold on a bit.
Huh?
What do you deem as reckless? Because
Excuse me?
what do you deem as reckless? Because I don't see overtaking as reckless, eh?
No, no. Lano, overtaking is not aggressive, but overtaking in the way you overtake. You ever see some of them? You just be on the road as much as I do to see how these guys overtake and where they overtake.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? These
No.
guys, sometimes the traffic hold up in front. Like even though you're coming down Kasan. Kasan is a place where you have a traffic in the afternoon.
Right.
And you're behind the vehicle. And just to get down in front, they would take and overtake the long line going in and try to dip in front of somebody instead of waiting for the traffic to ease up. I mean, where you going? We are country with just one route to town going out. Is if you take a different route or what? but you have to abide with the traffic just as well. If it is food that you could pass, right? Nobody say can't hustle, you know. The van thing out there, you must hustle in order. But it's the kind of hustling you're doing, not hustling riskfully and putting people's lives at danger. You can hustle, but not the way you're driving those small, but going around corner overtaking. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it, and I know there are a lot of people who seeing it. The bus that I drive go to Stubbs, you know how much people wait back for me and say they want to ride, they ride in the big bus because it's more comfortable. When I drive with people in my bus, you know, me ain't know where to go, you know, you don't reach in my bus. When I reach and they pay me, that is what I want. I working for the money. I ain't working to put your life in danger. If me and the conductor and the bus and the one you track into town with me a little hustle, yeah, but you're not gonna be reckless. There's a way you hustle, but you don't have to be reckless. Lano.
All right. Point
You
taken,
have to
Charles.
understand you have people with you. It's people's life. And we don't know when. Let me tell a man always tell me, you know, there's 2 little piece of rubber in them wheel, it'll stop you, you know.
Yeah.
And you don't know when thing is going to happen. And sometimes when anything happens, you know, the first thing everybody's jump and say, brake failure. But if you run a check on the vehicle, sometimes you don't even find out it's brake failure.
Well, they would have
You
to
know?
do that, right?
Exactly.
Right.
But you guys have a wonderful day. My condolence out again to these people and their family and so forth. I was on the boat yesterday. I took a trip down to the leeward side in a Crystal, and 3 of the guys had family on that van from down at Kittels.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you know, unfortunately, all right. Good
All
have a
right.
good
Thank you so much for your
Alright,
call.
Charles.
Hello. Good morning.
Blessed good morning to Crystal
Morning. What's up?
and DJ Lano.
Morning, what's going on?
Well, condolences. First, the condolences going out to all the families that are part of the accident yesterday.
Mhm.
As a driver, you know, Lano, you as a driver also, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you travel from a distance, like you're traveling from leeward to country, your brakes sometimes they get soft, right? But most of the time now, you have to be smart and know what you're doing as a driver.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going up a hill to enter down the next hill. When you reach on top of the hill, you have to make sure test your brakes first before you enter down. Some drivers don't have experience of these sort of things because traveling from a long distance, especially if you're hustling, it can make your brakes get soft,
Yeah, go
right?
on. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then sometimes when things happen like this, we all speculate and say, well, it's brakes failure. But sometimes it don't have to be that sometimes. You as a new driver, sometimes you go in places and you speeding. Sometimes you look at like the road is straight and then is a deep corner right there.
Mm.
And then you find yourself in problems. So we all left to speculate that what take place yesterday because we were not in place.
Sure.
The persons who can tell the stories, those that were in the van and can say exactly what take place.
Mm.
So we all have to be in speculation right now.
The driver
Once
is the
again,
one
I
who has
take
to answer.
condolences to the family who was in the accident yesterday. And Crystal, I saw you on Saturday.
Man,
Like you're Latin,
talk about after, man. Talk
like
about
you're
after.
Latin, like you're a Latina
Okay,
in a
after,
broad
man.
hat crossing the road.
All right, come on. Stick to the topic, man. I'm gonna get you some. What's your hand? All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Going so good. Right. So, as we're on the speculations, right? The driver is the one who has to answer, and then they would have to check the vehicle. Is it possible for them to part of the investigation?
I think so, but honestly,
I don't know this.
I don't know how.
Let's take a call.
Oh God.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Go ahead.
Morning.
Well, most likely, as I said before, is only you just have any passengers and could say what? Is the driver would say what because he did behind the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes everybody talk about this and that happen, and I hear other callers talking about van was speed. And I nothing to do with what happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we talk until we in the position. Remember, we could talk now because we wasn't in the position. You know?
Right.
It's only the driver, the man behind the wheel, but in the position, he know what happened. He on guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, I hear Hamilton call up all the with the police, this and that. My brother, police car there everywhere. I got alone there everywhere. That like one time, not a strict, but one time with the shooting in Tokyo, in funny seaside day, where the guy get killed on his stone. The police had passed like 20, 25 minutes ago.
True, true, true.
So sometimes police are there everywhere, me body. The police could know that they move and an incident happen. Police are just human like me and you. But I was saying condolences to the family, 'cause I have relatives there also. And
You
then
do.
certain conversation people hide. Me not the driver, but I feel bad for the driver still. 'Cause everybody can go come up with their own speculation. And I mean
Yeah.
people moaning. No time for them to think about speeding and this and that and man calling says brakes and all them kind of things. Sometimes Crystal you buy a brand new vehicle and you give mechanical problem. You know come out this one you get a problem.
Yeah.
Because sometimes not every problem on a vehicle is your warning.
You say not
Well,
every problem.
not every problem gives you a warning.
No.
I would disagree with that for brakes. If your
La,
brakes
no,
if
not
it,
every
if your brakes
problem
going, you can
on
get
a
a
vehicle
warning.
is your
But
warning.
but the two of you are correct. He
If your
said
brakes
not
going,
every problem,
right,
and
not
you're
every,
singling out
exactly.
one of the exceptions.
Right. So I know I talking about the case in point. I just say brakes,
Okay, all right,
right?
all right.
So let me just kind of say, listen, we drive have to say, it's obviously go come out and
Yeah,
and
and
get
get his point, right?
what really happen.
Alright,
But
alright.
it's just a bad situation.
Indeed, it is. Thank you very much for your contribution.
It's clear.
Somebody says, talking about the.
Talking about
Okay, I'll read that after. I'll read that comment after.
yeah, they had to do the van fees. I don't think they had to do the accident.
Yesterday. Now, there are so many things that can happen while you are driving, right? And I want to try to put or speak from the perspective of the driver right now, right? Now, you are taking people to a funeral, Rawl's funeral, right? He was shot a few weeks ago, just the other day, middle of August. 9 people you are responsible for. Man, they were probably there old talking.
Yeah, maybe it's
You
after
know,
trip. Maybe you could be like friends, you know. It's a
yeah,
boy, all of that's your brother. We going up the road.
like a family. Like they were. It seems as though they were related,
Right.
right? Because the post that I saw, it says the entire family state of mourning right now, right? Now you're there all talking, whatever, and then something just drastically or tragically happens in a split moment, and at the end of it, when the dust settles, you realize that 5 or 4 people died on the spot. And those are probably not just 4 people. They're probably 4 people you might be related to, you might be friends with, your buddies. First of all, you are in a state of shock because you got into an accident.
Yeah.
Number 2, you're in a state of shock because people died. Number 3, people you know,
Died.
friends or family, died too. Number 4, you were the driver of the van. This morning,
Well, he probably
I would have been in a
probably-
horrible
probably
state.
no, come around, get yourself out. I think as if he even up. But speaking of friends and family, I gotta say, I empathize with Marlo. You should know Marlo. It's
Mhm.
yeah. He apparently the 4 of them was his relatives. Were his relatives.
So it's like a family. Most of them are like
Yeah,
a family.
yeah.
Jesus.
So Marlo boy, I'm sorry for that. Honestly.
There are some more responses that we gonna read through
Mhm.
as we work our way throughout the morning. It's now 8 o'clock, so we gotta go to the top of the hour. All right, and we're gonna end the live right now. Thank you so much for joining. I feel weird saying thank you for joining the live.
All right.
Yeah, it feels weird, man. But let's go. If you want to hit us up, 4301043. If you want to